What's up, everyone? It's Tatiana, your favorite surgical tech, and today is week 1 of Suture Sunday.
I'm the greatest in the game. Everybody knows my name. Put your hands in the air, fellas. And all the ladies do the same.
Every week, I'll go over the details and facts about suture, needles, and related supplies that you may use with your suture. And this week, we're reviewing how to read a suture package. So the first thing you're going to want to pay attention to is the type of suture. There's Vicryl, Prolene, Silks. Granted, these are brand names. So Prolene and Surgipro are both polypropylene material suture, just a different brand name. If I didn't clarify that well enough, make sure you drop a comment below asking a specific question. Next up, you want to look at the size of the suture, meaning the 0, 2 O's, 3 O, 4 O, 5 O, so on and so forth until you get up to 11 O. Now remember, the larger the number, the smaller the suture. Essentially, the number before the 0 is telling you how many zeros there are. So follow me. Instead of saying, can I get a 0, 0, 0, 0? You'll say, can I get a 4 O? That make sense? Now, below that, you will see a possibly hyphenated alphanumeric character. That's going to tell you the type of needle that's attached to the suture. These needles come in various lengths, sizes, diameters, sharpness. All of those can change depending on the type of needle. You'll also notice that certain needles pair with certain size suture. This one is an SH, and you'll never see an SH on a 5-0 suture. As well as you'll never see this CT1 needle on, again, a 5-0, 6-0 suture, because the diameter of the needle is just way too large to grip and hold on to the fineness of the suture. Also, the more fine a suture is, the more delicate the tissue is that's being worked on. Something that's also good to know about the needles is that the image on the packaging is true to size of the needle in the packaging. So now continuing down the package, you'll see that next is the length of the suture. It'll first show it in inches, followed by centimeters in parentheses. I know that's how it is here in the States. I don't know about other countries and if they're packaged and printed differently. Now here's a scenario. If a surgeon is asking for a suture and you have 2 different packages on your table, same needle size, same suture size, but just different length in the suture, sometimes you'll have to just use your best judgment in the moment. Ask yourself, are we currently working deep? If so, make sure to give them the longer length suture. There's no need in wasting time and asking questions back and forth. Just give them what they need by using your common sense. I know people's gonna say common sense isn't common, but we gotta get out of that, okay? We're working in surgery, guys. Now the same scenario goes if they're working pretty superficial. It would be very annoying to have to tie an 120 centimeter suture when you only have to throw 1 stitch and you're basically on the skin or subcute. And it's also wasteful. We waste enough in surgery, let's not add to it. I think that's all the necessary information that you need to know in order to pull and understand the suture that you're pulling, especially if you find yourself pulling cases and you need to grab the suture for the next case. But we do have some honorable mentions. So first, if you look to the right of the imaging and all that information that we just went over, near the bottom, you'll see various shapes and numbers and images and words, and of course they all mean something differently. So first you'll see a little box that says sterile, and I'm actually just now noticing that next to the word sterile there's different letters, and I've only ever noticed the EO, which means ethylene oxide, and that's the way that the suture is sterilized and processed. But now I'm seeing on this silk package of suture and as well as this nylon package of suture, there's an R. Now, for the sake of this video, I am showing you guys that I am human and I am not perfect, and I don't know what this R means, but I'm going to do some research and drop that information in the description box. So if you have come this far, I want you to drop a comment below saying EO for ethylene oxide versus R, just to kind of make this kind of fun. But no, I've only ever really noticed it saying EO, and maybe that's because all of the proline suture or polypropylene suture say EO, and that's what I've mostly used in my career. Well, I won't say mostly used. That's what I use a lot of, doing vascular and cardiac and things like that. Actually, what about, see, even the bike rule says ethylene oxide. We're gonna figure this out. So next on this little hieroglyphic area, you will see the number 2 with the circle around it and a slash through it. That means that this cannot be re-sterilized. So if you have like 20 suture left on your table at the end of the case, and of course you're not going to use it, you cannot say, hey, I'm going to save all this suture and reprocess it for the next case. You can't do that. As nice as that would sound, you can't do that. If we could do that, I would not have, hold on, this big old bag of suture. So you cannot reprocess suture, okay? There's a few things that you can't reprocess, but you'll see that on these suture packages, and you'll probably notice on other things now that I pointed it out, that if there is a number 2 with a circle around it and a slash through it, you cannot process it twice. And at the very bottom, you will of course see the expiration date. Make sure you pay attention to that. If you are tasked with doing outdates, I'm sure you know exactly where that is. Now you will also see the reference number on the top right hand side of the paper on the suture packaging. At least Ethicons is in the top right hand corner. Now that reference number is very useful if you are pulling cases and you have never pulled a particular suture before, or you don't know the different variations that this suture comes in. You can look at the reference number on the packaging and be able to tell quicker which suture it is that you need if it's on your preference card. Because sometimes there are different sutures that will come in the same suture size, same needle size, same length, but the only difference is the type of material that the needle is made out of. One that I can think of specifically right now is called an Everpoint suture, and it's a little sharper, and it's made to use on tissues that have a bit of calcification, or it's a little tougher to go through. So that is the only difference between a 50C1 36 inches is the type of needle material. So it's good to look at the reference number if you're a little stumped when pulling cases. Now, I think I've touched on all the basics you need to know when reading a suture package. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or suggestions, please drop a comment below so I can either reply to your comment and answer it there, or if it requires great detail, I will record an entire video and post that up as well. Please, please, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you didn't like it. Drop a comment again if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Subscribe to this channel. Share with a fellow scrub tech. And also follow me on all social media platforms. On Instagram, my handle is @_ for the love of surgery. On TikTok, for however long TikTok's gonna be there, it's @for the love of surgery. I recently made a Twitter. We'll see how that goes. I haven't posted on it in a little bit, but that is @love of surgery. And also I have my website, which is www.fortheloveofsurgery.com. It's going a little bit under construction right now. Depending on when you're watching this video, it could be completely updated. I am making my website into a hub of all information that you need in regard to surgical technology. So there will be blogs, there's references for different schools you can go to in different cities and states. There are references for study material. There's embedded videos, lots of things. And I have lots of ideas in my head that I'm trying to push forward because I know how difficult it was for me when I first started to find a bunch of information. So I'm making a hub of it all in one place. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking y'all ear off. Until next time, Suture Sunday out.
I'm the greatest in the game. Everybody knows my name. Put your hands in the air, fellas.